right, here we go. So this is number 10. So the function f is shown above. So this is f. Which of the following statements about f is false? The AP test is common to have true-false questions. They just make them harder because they make 5 questions in one. So instead of a single true-false, it's like, oh, which of the following is false? So you have to identify all 5. So we just go one by one. You're going to vote. This means true. This means false. So vote on A, please. So this is true. This is false. It says f is continuous at x equal a. Give yourself a point for voting. If you voted false, give yourself 2 more. Hey, look. 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 Okay. There's a simple definition that you can memorize. A function is continuous if you can draw the function without lifting your pen. So we can't draw f without lifting our pen. So f is definitely not continuous at x equal a. You will also have to, on an AP test, identify the type of discontinuity. We talked about them. You have jump, removable, and vertical asymptote. Raise your hand to know which of the 3. Hands, come on. Which of the 3 is occurring at x equal a? Which of the 3, MJ? So 2 points for MJ. In previous classes, they would refer to it as a whole. They won't use that word on the AP test. We just got to get the new language. So what type of removal? That was funny. How many knew it was removable? 2 points. Okay. The definition is right here on your reference sheet. Look. So right here, we have a jump when the left and right limits are different. But in this particular problem, at x equal a, the left limit's going to be this, y coordinate. The right limit's going to be infinitesimally close, that same, similar y coordinate. So definitely not a jump because the left and right limits match. But the reference sheet says if the left and right limits match, but the value of the function is different, that's removable. That's what we have. We have the left-right limits match, but the value of the function is up here. So that's a removable discontinuity. Question? Whoa, please, Gabe.
How do we know that the
Hey, ticket for Gabe. Look up. Look. Hey, I just showed it to you. There we go. Okay. I just showed it to you. What is the definition for f has a relative max? Hands up. I have this memorized. And you need to get it memorized soon. You'll find, hey, I warn you. Look, you try to memorize things the night before, you're going to have a really hard time on the test because your brain needs to relax. You can't be fighting to remember. It's like you need to have it memorized long before. Hands up. What's the fundamental definition for when f has a relative max? Will?
changes from increasing to decreasing?
Perfect. We're looking for f changes increase to decrease. Show me your hand if you knew before he said it. Point 2 for Will. 2 more for Bo Shane. Yeah? Score. So watch. I keep telling all of you, hey, come on. When you look at graphs, you should be looking at numbers. You're paying attention to what the numbers are doing, not the shape. It's the numbers that count. So right here, we'll have, let's go Xander, help me. So Xander, from that orange dot to that orange dot, did the y values go up or down?
Up.
They went up. How about to the next one?
Up.
How about the next one?
Up.
So we definitely have f increasing. right here. F's going up. When I go from this green dot, the very next dot is right here. Increase or decrease, Xander? Increase. Very next dot, Xander, what would happen? Decrease. That's it. F just changed from increase to decrease. That is a relative max on F. That is a true statement. Points for Xander. Questions? Anybody else? Please.
So you said it was a relative maximum because of that dot up there, because it increased and then it's decreased now.
Correct. Hey, two for Blake. Look, what if they change the problem? It's their favorite thing to do. They give a problem like this in 1998. They know that teachers like me are going to study the old problems, going to show them to you. So then they create a new problem for 2023. It looks like this. So vote. Does F have a relative max at x equal A? True, false. I shouldn't say does. F has a relative max at x equal A. True or false? Show me. If you're saying false, 2 points. Well done. Yeah, now if you follow the dots, you do not see what Blake just said. You don't see an increase to a decrease. You just see them steadily increasing. Question? Awesome, cool. We need to do the other ones just to make sure you're understanding for future reference. So domain, that's a review term from a previous class. When you talk about a function, you're talking about the numbers again. Every dot has an x, every dot has a y. If you were to list out all of the x coordinates that have y coordinates, that is considered the domain of function f. So every x that has a y is considered the domain of function f. So there are no missing y coordinates. Every x that we would write down would have a corresponding y coordinate. Therefore, x equal a is definitely in the domain of f, because at x equal a, there is a y coordinate. They don't tell us what it is. Maybe it's 10, I don't know. But because there is a y coordinate at x equal a is in the domain of f. That's review from previous class. Questions? Awesome. Answer this one, please. So go back to here. The problem looks like that. Should tell me, is C true or false? Show me. Is C true or false? If I change the problem as I just changed the problem, is C true or false? This is true, this is false. Show me. Okay, I'm going to have MJ help me for a second, then we'll vote again. So in this picture right here, MJ, at x equal a, what is the y coordinate at x equal a according to this graph?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you're good. So, oh yeah, please, please. With no dot there, the dot at x equal a becomes undefined. So this now would be a false statement. X equal a is not in the domain of f because there is no y coordinate. How many knew? 2 points, 2 for Angel. Question? Sweet. Please.
Does that mean that you're related to make it false?
So there was a dot right here. I removed that dot. The dot is simply representing numbers, and I just took away those numbers. 2 for Blake. I already answered D. The limit as x approaches a from the left and the right are the same. The limit as x approaches a would exist. If I put numbers up here, let's call this, as we did before, 10. We'll call this 7. Please raise your hand if you know the answer to this question. We're just practicing for the test now. There's no new concepts to learn, so hands up. What's the answer to the question I just wrote on the board? Let's go Jackson Blake. And how many agree? 2 for Jackson.
Wait, how do you get that around?
So we're looking here at my graph of F. I'm going to go to where x is equal to a,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go just barely left.
Oh, okay.
With me?
Yeah.
2 more.
I was like negative A.
No worries. Hands up. Answer this one. Come on. Hands up. Next one. Quick. What's up, Ian? Who agrees? 2 for Ian. Answer this one, please. Hands up. Let's go, Claire. Who agrees? Point. Who disagrees? 2 points. Hands. Who disagree? Jake, what is it?
It's 10.
This one is 10.
Well, it's a Johnson building down.
But be careful. Hey, so questions there. Pretty good? Can you explain things? Caleb, please.
So if you have the limit of x approaches just a in general, the overall limit, that would be 6, right?
So if I write this one down, the limit as x approaches a. Kaylee, answer this. Hey, everybody listen. Come on, listen. Like, this is no joke. It's 80%, and it's all multiple choice, but every answer is a trap. It's like you have, look, you're missing the point. I told you before that I feel strongly, you learn how to succeed in this class, you are well prepared for college. Like, I don't think you should be afraid of any college class if you can succeed in this one. Like, they'll go a little faster, but if you learn to take the approach that you're taking here, you'll be just fine. Like, I was kind of shocked. Like, in high school, classes, people don't really concentrate. They kind of sit casually, they look at their phone, they talk to each other, and they get A's. It's like easy. But in a class, Will knows, you get to a class like this in college, everyone is like dead silent. Like, no one talks. The teacher doesn't have to even say anything. Everyone just knows that, hey, I've got to pay attention. And so that's why I'm just trying to help you get that level of concentration, where every little detail is important. Look, you do not need to be afraid of this class. Like, just do key things. Like, do what you're doing, focus in class. Don't get frustrated at home. Come work here instead. You'll be fine. Like, this won't be a problem. Like, you'll kill it. You'll do great. But anyway, back to here. Kaylee, to answer the blue, where should your eye be looking on the board?
To the left and right limits?
We should look right here. We shouldn't look at the graph at all. We just look at the result of the left-right limits. If they match, this is 7. If they don't match, the blue is undefined. It's non-existent. 2 more for Kaylee. You need to talk through that again. Awesome. If I do this, raise your hand, please. Not that, sorry. This. What changes on the board? Hands. When I quiz you, I'm just looking for ways they can trap you. So that's why I say the level of concentration just has to stay high in this class. You just got to look for all the little things. What changes on the board when I do that? Let's go, Sydney.
The F of A.
So the only thing that would change is right here. And Sydney, what would change here? What would we write different?
It'd just be non-existent.
Nicely done. The word they'll use is undefined, but don't stress on that one. That's not super critical. So this would be, F of A would become undefined. How many knew? 1, 2 for Sydney. Question? Please, Naughty.
This is for the test.
You're good.
Are you going to grade by the curve, or like, are you going to just grade?
Gotcha. 2 points. Look. What I do is, this is my 17th year doing it. I track year by year by year. Like, how do students perform on this test compared to how do they end up performing on the AP test? And I've noticed that if I can get everyone in the room to reach a certain threshold, then I'm very comfortable that you will continue to do well the rest of the year. If you don't reach a certain threshold on this test, we've got to fix that. So that's when I have you come in after school, before school, we practice some more, we try and figure out, okay, what caused the problem? You do a different test so you can prove you can reach the threshold. So I don't curve it, I just know what the threshold is, and you've got to get there. The other thing I will guarantee you is this: if you want an A in this class, and you're willing to, it's not the amount of time you put in, it's like, are you willing to really say, I'm going to change my mindset to truly understand the ideas? I'll let you have chance after chance after chance to prove that you understand it. I really will. You can't really do this with seniors, but I've done it with juniors, where they had some trouble earlier in the year, couldn't quite get the A. Later in the year, they just really were able to, like, they just stuck with it. Like, they didn't give up, they just kept coming. And some people kept coming a lot after school, and they made tremendous progress. Like, hey, look, you are understanding far better now than you were. I'm going to go back and change your term 2 grade. Like, I've done it numerous times. Okay? All I care is this. Look at me. Look. All I care is that you show that you care. Like, you're not just in it for the grade. You're really trying to prove that you know it. And if you can prove that to me, I don't care how we do it. So I don't curve it, but I do know kind of where you've got to get to. Because it wouldn't help. Like, if I just curve it and everybody does bad, yeah, that's not going to help. Look, personal experience. My son-in-law, who is, like, he's very motivated. He spent 3 years in the Army National Guard. He served a mission. He graduated in software engineering. He's been working as a software engineer for about 4 years. He's already earning a salary of like $130,000 a year. Okay, he's doing really well. When he took AP Calculus in high school, he thought he was doing everything you're supposed to do. Like, he got good test scores, he got all his homework done. Everything was indicating that he was prepared for the test, but he got a 1. Okay, so sorry, but the teacher did not prepare him at all. Like, because he did everything he thought he was supposed to, and it didn't work. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, like, curve the test and give you this false sense of security. It's like, I know where you need to be. And if you get there, you're good. We just keep moving on. If you're not there, we work on it until you get there. So, other questions? Good, cool. Any other questions here? This was a very good review for the test. So. And that's what I found is I don't review for tests. Like, I don't sit and just read to you the reference sheet because you all fall asleep. Okay? We practice, and I keep feeding you question after question. Hey, have you thought about this? Can you answer this question? And that's how you get really, really prepared for the test. So, okay, let's do another one.